I had the privilege to work with the late, great master, Tony Scott. And no, it was not Man on Fire. That's the other Fanning. But I was, in fact, in Deja Vu. If you blinked, you would have missed me. I played the little girl on the ferry holding her teddy bear with her mom, who was played by Tony's wife, Donna. Now, before this, I did look up on IMDb, and Tony did, in fact, give my very minor character a name. Her name was Abby, and I was quite young, I think around 8 years old. But I do remember that we filmed in New Orleans during Mardi Gras, and I had a handful of scenes, one of which was with Paula Patton, and I got to say a few lines. The movie was rated R, so I was definitely too young to go see it in theaters at the time, but was still very excited to have some screen time. And then one day after filming had ended, I got a phone call from Tony himself to inform me that the speaking scene I had and most of my scenes in the film had been cut from the final movie. And, you know, instead of Tony thinking, oh, it's rated R, she's so young, you know, she'll never know, she'll never watch this. Tony Scott personally had a conversation with me, an 8-year-old, to explain in a way a child could understand why that can happen sometimes. He said, you know, it can be due to time limitations, editing, story, but most importantly, it was not your fault. You know, sorry. He said the scene just didn't work in the movie anymore, but it was not anything that I had done. And that phone call was then followed up by flowers he sent to my house and a personal note. And at the age that I am now and that I'm able to reflect, he was preparing me for the future. In this really harsh business, there will be and have been much bigger disappointments, and he prepared me on how to tackle something. Did you have that in there? You think you were gonna cry? You didn't cry! Cry. And he prepared me on how to tackle something difficult. He displayed immense kindness in dealing with that situation, where some people might not have thought twice about letting me know. You know, we live in a world that needs much more compassion for people's feelings and how things might affect the people around us. And he addressed something that was tough, head on, with humanity and dignity and value for the art form. His character in that moment